Okay, so let's take a look at some different lighting techniques. I was just playing around. Let's take a look at this render real quick. I really like the looks of this. Um, you have a little bit of a warm lighting, a little bit of a cool feel to the top here. Very soft. A little bit of shadows, and you can see that this is extruded quite a bit out of the background. Um, but even so, some of these shadows are fairly soft. Now you've got a real dark spot here. Um, so let me back out. Actually, let me leave that there. I've got a different camera set up. And what I've done is I've taken a couple different cloners and I've cloned onto some discs that I've added some luminant materials. I did add an area light here. You can see. So I just wanted to share these experimentations that I was working on. I really like what I'm getting here. Now keep in mind I don't have a very reflective material on my text. Let's go into that text and let's turn on the reflection and turn it up a little bit. Let's crank up that reflection and see what that does for us. I'm just going to render out a little bit of a region here. Just kind of draw a smaller render so we don't have to wait as long for that. And mainly what I'm looking for is these the caps on this text. I was just wanted to kind of see what kind of reflections it picked up. You can see that because I used the same material, I'm also getting the reflection off the background here. But even so, it's a very light lighting scenario. And there we go. I really like the nice soft lighting that we're getting from these discs. So go ahead, play around with something like that. I am going to bring out the area light just so that I'm creating a similar setup to what I had earlier. And I'm going to rotate this a little bit. Move it back. Now I want to keep this camera kind of where it's at, so I'm going to use this camera to adjust things. And I want to go into my light and general settings. I want to turn this light way down. And I want to make it kind of a cool tint. Go back to my camera here. significantly and darker. So you can see now I'm getting just that ever so slight blue. It's just casting a cool look to the front of these. I'm definitely getting a much cooler tone out of the overall scene. Let's change this one to a little bit of a warmer feel. Just an ever so slight orange tone to my light. Give that a peek. So now you're getting a little bit of a cool feel to the top, but the faces and the foreground is getting a little bit of a warmer feel from the area light, but it's still a very soft feel. I'm going to take my cloner, go to my other camera. Let's see if I can kind of move this. Now I don't want it showing up in my light. And you can already see now I've got a brighter scene, but it's still soft. That's what I'm liking about these experiments. I'm getting a really, really soft light. And with the luminance, I'm not getting this way back in here lit because the luminance is very low. Now, let's go into our render settings and let's click on the global illumination. And in my general tab of the global illumination, I've got my primary intensity. Let's watch what happens when I crank this up. Let's go up to about 170 something. And I'm just going to render a small region of this. And you should notice already you can see that I've got a much brighter GI in the pre-pass. So check it out, play around, see what you come up with. Let's see, just real quick, I'm going to crank up my, let's see, go into my reflection. I want to turn this up. Actually, I want to copy this material, control, drag it over. This one, I want the reflection to be still down. Let's see, I want this one generic, and I added some caps. You can see that my caps are picking up some nice reflections there, but still things are just, I'm keeping them soft, keeping them subtle. Just a very soft feel to the whole scene. You can see here I'm getting a little bit of a texture to my floor because of the mix-up between the two different colored discs. You can see that I'm getting a little bit of a variation in my floor. So, alright, have fun.